after a 4-game win streak, defeating the Detroit Mechanics 17-12. The Pittsburgh Thunderbirds are on their way home, but not until after the All-Star break. And we have our very own All-Star with us right here, Max Sheppard. Max, congratulations.
Thank you.
You were drafted onto the All-Star, the first one. You're in the big time now in the All-Star game. But as we said, it's the inaugural All-Star game for the AUDL. That's got to be quite an accomplishment to be able to take part in something in its first rendition.
It's going to be good. It's going to be a great experience for myself and all the other people that have been invited to the All-Star game. But most importantly, it's like a huge event. It's the first time the All-Star game has ever been happening, but it's more than just one game. It's an event with all the best players from around the league get together and have a great time and, get to play together. So it's going to be awesome.
And it's in Madison, and you're going to be playing Madison on the way back. Are there some Madison players you think that you'll see in the crowd that you'll be able to kind of rib on?
Probably. There's going to be definitely a huge Madison crowd as usual. There always is when you travel to Madison, or especially for these types of events. I know they held championship weekend usually, and they have massive crowds. So I definitely think there's going to be as many players there, but there's also really good players participating in the event as well.
You're traveling to Madison by yourself this time, correct?
Yes.
That's got to be awkward, not going with the team, playing with a bunch of people that you haven't really played with before. You've played against, but not with. Is it going to be weird to take the field with them?
It's going to be different. I mean, hopefully there might be some radicals on my team, but it's an event. It's for the people. So it's going to be an awesome experience. And yeah, it is definitely Madison. And whenever I usually travel to Madison, I'm with the Thunderbirds, and I'm not playing with these all type of players. And off the top of my head, I don't think I've actually played with any of these players. I usually just play against them because we're all from different cities. We're from different divisions. So it'd be very cool to actually participate with some of the people playing.
What kind of challenges do you see playing in this game with people who you haven't practiced with every Wednesday and played with every Saturday leading into the match?
Yeah, I definitely think there's going to be some it's the All-Star. Everyone wants to represent their team. Everyone wants to represent their city and absolutely give it their all. So I definitely think there's going to be a lot of confusion, some miscues, some miscommunications. And I feel like there's going to be a ton of people cutting. I feel like in the backfield, everyone wants a part of the piece of the pie. Everyone wants the deep ball. Everyone wants the big shots. So especially with the dynamic cutters that are going to be participating in that game, I think that there's going to be a lot of cutting and a lot of deep shots. So it's going to be very, very interesting to see how it all plays out.
So we're expecting a high-octane, fun game. We're not looking at one of these other All-Star games where everybody kind of takes it easy and sits back on vacation. We're talking a lot of fun and a lot of action.
Yeah, hopefully it's not like the Pro Bowl, but yes, in the NFL. But no, it's going to be great. It's going to be a great experience. It's going to be high defense. Big plays are going to be made in this game. I don't expect anything but the least from all of these players. It's going to be absolutely fantastic, to the highest caliber of an AUDL game, so it's going to be great.
What else can we expect this Saturday at the All-Star event? Because it's more than just the game, correct?
Yes, it's like a giant event in itself. So Friday, there's a players meeting, or players get together, discuss with their teams, how I've been drafted, and we go over strategies, stuff like that. And then on Saturday, it's all day events, interviews with the players. So it's a giant encompassing event. It's awesome to meet all the players and all the fans that are coming to this event. And then you have all the skills challenge, the fan game, the player skill challenge, and then you have the actual final All-Star game. So it's all encompassing. It's all great. It's going to be fantastic.
Now, you guys were on a 4-game win streak leading into this All-Star game. The beginning of the season was a little bit slow, but then all of a sudden you guys flipped a switch and you came out, and you've been great ever since. You've built up this momentum. You've got the 4-game winning streak. You just won your first road game, and now you've got to take a break. Does that make it difficult to get back into things, or do you think because you ended the break with such momentum that you're going to come out flying in the second half?
I'm not really sure how to take that. I know our practices have been super energetic and high energy, and I definitely think having the momentum week after week really plays a great part with our leadership and our players. Practice after practice, it's a grind. You get into a rhythm, and you keep that rhythm and that momentum. You just keep building and building. You just keep flying through it. So I definitely think some people, it's good for some people as well. I know some people just need to take a break, need that bye week, take some time off for themselves, recover a bit, but then bring it back as well. You got to know how to bring it back mentally, physically. So it's gonna be interesting to see when Madison comes into town what really happens. So it's gonna be good.
Very cool. It's gonna be a big game. You guys lost to them early, but again, that was your first game, and now Now you guys are coming back. You've been on this rise. Do you think they're going to see a different Thunderbird team this time around when they come to JC Stonefield?
Yeah, this year is definitely a different year than 2018, and we have some different key players in certain roles, and we've moved some players around. We have certainly a different team from the very first game that we played. It's in Madison. There's a lot of people that on the team previously that have not played before in Madison, so was their first experience is playing in Madison, this giant, the mecca of the AUDL. So that's different in itself. Now they have some experience. We have some other players coming in, and it's going to be a fantastic experience for them, and it's going to be, hopefully, I expect them to win in Pittsburgh, so it's going to be great.
What are some of the things that you guys have changed as a team to make sure that win will happen?
So I think just the overarching of our core values have just been repetitive, and we've kept the energy high. We've kept everything. We've just kept ramping it up and up more. So I think that definitely plays a part. And we've mixed up some lines here and there, but not too drastically. And the chemistry has been building more and more. So our offensive cutters are working beautifully together in a fluid system, influx. You always want that influx system. And the D line is just going to get Ds and they're attacking. We have a very taller, more aggressive D-line in itself, and we have some great throwers in that line as well. So it's just coming more and more together each game. So I think coming back from the break, it's going to be good. It's going to be great for us.
A lot of turnovers too from the defense, which helps set you guys up.
Oh, certainly.
Put you guys in a great position.
It's great.
So, and I've seen more of that as the season has gone on too. I think maybe it's a comfort thing where guys are used to get more comfortable playing with one another.
Certainly.
They're getting into a rhythm.
Certainly, and that just comes with playing with each other. It's a new team. You got some new faces on this team. So when that comes into play, people don't feel as comfortable with each other. And then once you start playing, you start becoming a family with each other. You start to understand there's just a battle within itself, and it just builds and builds. And next thing you know, we just go on this win streak, and it just becomes a great feeling. And you just take it game after game, and point by point, every 12 minutes at a time is what it is.
So Max, how long have you been playing Ultimate?
I've been playing Ultimate a very long time. I would think competitively, I started probably around 8th grade was like my actual first practice, and it was with Fox Chapel. It was like a bunch of older friends that were already in high school. They were already freshmen, sophomores in high school, and I was playing competitive. Baseball, soccer, basketball, I was playing it all. And it just got to the point where I fell in love with Ultimate. I played Ultimate actually when I was probably around about 11 or 12 in a pickup. So, and that just it was casual, It wasn't really I wasn't really into it as much as I was the other 3 or 4 sports that I was playing in. But I think what happened was my freshman year, after I got some competitive experience. I got my fingers a little wet. Got my feet in the water, and it just took off from there, really. And my freshman year, I just remember being this tiny little freshman, and all the other a current teammate of mine, Anson Upperman, was actually a senior at the time, and I actually played with him, and he gave me some experience as well. He was I was a little Max Sheppard, but he was a giant senior, and I was this 15-year-old kid just starting Frisbee. So it was really good experience. But so I can play competitively, and I think the fall of 2009, I think, is that timeline. Fall and spring of 2009 was my first real competitive season. And it just took off from there. I started playing Pittsburgh Impulse the next year, my sophomore year, and got second at YCCs with some of my former teammates like Pat Earls, Max Thorne, all those type of players. So it was it's kicked off pretty quickly, actually. So it's been a great experience. I wouldn't have changed it any other way.
What's the one thing you've learned from whenever you started? I think to my broadcasting career, in my first broadcast, I went on and I was expecting all of these callers to call in, and I was doing internet radio, and I had all of this time filled out for me to respond to callers' calls, and then no one called. So I learned to prepare for no one to call, and then you're set.
It came out of nowhere. So I would think that starting out, it was definitely kind of it was like a reality check. It was a different sport. I wasn't really good at throwing, and my competitive drive from other sports really fueled that as well, because I saw other junior and seniors throwing extremely well, and I was super jealous. I wanted to become a puller for the team. I wanted to become a great thrower. I wanted to learn how to throw an 80-yard flick huck. I wanted to throw perfect around backhands, resets, the entire game in itself. I wasn't just I wouldn't say I wasn't tunnel visioned onto one specific thing in my game that I developed, but it was definitely just a shell shock reality of what I needed to do every day after practice in high school, and every night in college when I was practicing what I needed to work on. So it was great. It was awesome.
Now you can see him as an all-star. It's coming up. It's this Saturday. Don't miss a minute of the All-Star coverage. You can watch all of the Thunderbird away games live from the comfort of your own home and experience your favorite contests over and over again with AUDL.TV, the official streaming service for the American Ultimate Disc League. And again, you can watch all of the away games, and you can also buy your tickets for the upcoming match against Madison, and that's going to be at pghthunderbirds.com. Do not miss that huge game. And there's going to be beer, too, so you can drink beer. The other day, I got the $15 all-you-can-drink.
How was that?
It was good. And then I went out to a few drinks at Bonefish afterwards, and then I went to work. So
yeah,
but don't tell my boss that.
No,
Yeah.
certainly not.
So now that I just broadcasted it all across the internet.
That's all right.
That's all right. So AUDL.TV and pghthunderbirds.com. Get your tickets now. That's Max Sheppard. I'm Brian Crawford. We'll catch you next time right here on the Pittsburgh Thunderbirds Players Spotlight.